So look, I think in terms of starting what we talked about, I think it's really important to just kind of go back to the beginning and figure out where do you have either the problem or the biggest opportunity. And for instance, at the top of the funnel, Andrew, if you can identify the trigger point for when somebody actually needs your service, that's a huge thing to go focus in on.
In market buyers.
But it's more that it's just market readiness, right? So I think, starting with that trigger point and figuring out, on something that if you know when a user is moving to being sort of more market ready and being able to focus in on that. So this was something that I did recently for a client where they knew what that trigger point was, but they had no way to figure out how to identify it. They were spending 30 to 60 minutes a day sort of combing news sources, trying to find some sort of evidence that a company had moved from, this place to that place without saying too much. And I was just able to build them a tool that would actually do this and send this out as a digest on a daily basis. So the first thing they get in the morning is it's essentially a digest of trigger movements that they can actually take that and as an AE go and basically go, okay, I'm gonna go attack. And that's really, by the way, like that's phase one. Phase two is basically saying, okay, now how do I turn that into more of a workflow and say, like, not only is it giving them the digest, but it's actually scripting the emails for them. And then they can sort of just tweak the emails and send them out. Phase three is like, okay, can we actually build this into more of a sequence? And so that kind of thing, it's early on, but I think we're going to see like, the speed to lead is going to go up by like 30% because it's just made such an impact for them to get that hour back in their day and be able to focus on, replacing that with higher grade activity.